Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Sunday Live. How is everybody doing today? And welcome to those who are new to my channel. My name is Lily Nova, and today we're going to be talking about my trip to Mount Shasta. And this is actually a part 2. So I did one video that dived into a lot of crazy UFO footage and pictures of cloaked clouds and other interdimensional activity that we caught on the mountain. But I'm going to be sharing some other footage today. I'll share a little bit of that for those who didn't see it, but I highly recommend going to watch part 1 also. And I'm going to really dive into kind of take you guys through some of the locations and hotspots that we visited on my spiritual transformation retreat, which I held in July, at the end of July. It was absolutely fantastic, amazing time. So I actually spent, I just got back on a 33-day trip. I spent about 19 days in Mount Shasta. I was speaking at a conference and did a lot of camping there also, and then did the retreat, and then went to other sites like East City Ranch after that, Yellowstone, Montana, doing a lot of grid work, activating, clearing, healing the land. And now I'm back. Been going through some of my footage. I want to put together more videos, but yeah, I'm super excited to share with you guys a little bit more details about the special sites in Mount Shasta and share some of the interactions that we had, as well as the footage, some of the footage that I have. So let me say hello to everybody who is here live. Yeah, at the very end, I'm going to do a brief activation, yes, to help you connect with Mount Shasta and the Telosians, the inner earth beings. So, and I've got my heart chakra bowl here to do that. So I'll be channeling an activation with the Guardian Alliance and the Telosians at the end. Because all of us have had past lives in Lemuria or Atlantis, most of us, at least. Pretty sure about all of us. And as some of you may know, Mount Shasta, which is in Northern California, absolutely gorgeous. Here's a picture of what it looks like. You can see one of those cloaked clouds right there too. A very powerful site, but it is actually the location of an inner earth city, Telos. So Telos, there's this huge inner earth city under Mount Shasta, and it's also known as one of the chakra points on the planet. So very, very powerful, heightened spiritual energy there, portals there. It's absolutely incredible, and the veil is very, very thin. So let me say hello to everybody who is here live real quick. Hi, Mary Jean, and yeah, if you're here, please hit the like button. That really helps the channel a lot. We've got Tyler here. I didn't see him, but what's up, Tyler? And Victor, what's up? How's it going? Laura, she was on the retreat with us. And Christine also, let's all send some love to Christine. Let me find her in here. Hi, Christine. We love you. She had dealt with her mother passing. Sorry if you didn't want me to say that publicly, but let's all send Christine some love. All right, everybody, let's send her some love. Christine was on the retreat with us, and she went to the conference too, and she's absolutely amazing, and she was blown away. I was cracking up at her reactions to everything. I want to make a montage of all of Christine's reactions, because she'd be like, oh my God, holy tits. She would always say holy tits or something like that. Hi, Katie. Hannah, how's it going? And Laura, who was also on the retreat. Beautiful. It's so good to have everybody here. So I'll go ahead and get started. Yeah, I miss everybody. Prayers for Christine, sending love. Love you. Yeah, Christine's amazing. She is super funny. I've got some super funny footage I'm going to have to upload. Holy shit tits. That's what it was. Holy shit tits. Okay. So a little bit more on Mount Shasta. Let's see. So some people say, and then I'll get into the footage in a minute, but some people say that Mount Shasta is like the root chakra of the planet. And there's some debate over that. But I'll tell you, before I even knew that, just going in, as soon as I was driving up into Mount Shasta, I suddenly started feeling very intense sensations on my chest, and I felt like my heart was expanding out of my chest, and it did that for basically most of the time I was there. It was a really big heart opening place for me, as well as the crown chakra. So Mount Shasta for me personally was all about the heart and the crown chakra. And there was one night where I actually looked at the mountain and with my eyes open, and I saw it as like this huge violet basically like energy center, like a chakra. It looked like a huge violet chakra. It was all violet. So I actually got to see that. And maybe it changes. Or maybe it depends on who you are, what kind of interaction you get there. But I saw it as like a violet heart chakra for me personally, or crown chakra. But it was also very much about the heart. You can experience incredible transformations in Mount Shasta, and there are some beings. I'll just give a little bit of a brief introduction on that. There's a lot of beings who are there besides the inner earth beings, which are the descendants of the Lemurians and Atlanteans. They look very similar to us, with typically, at least in Telos, this specific race, long blonde hair. Usually, I often see them with white, wearing white. Very, very advanced beings. They use crystal technology, amazing healers, peaceful, just very, very beautiful beings. And I have a few contacts in Inner Earth. Adama, who is the head priest there, and you can actually find other channeled material about Adama. Kay, who is my Inner Earth family, and Aaliyah, who is a record keeper there, and Sophia, who is a high priestess. So besides the Telosians and Lemurians, fairies, Sasquatch, Guardian Alliance, tons of ships, Venusians also, and Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, is known to frequent those parts. And it's very much about the violet flame too. So you can have experiences with all of them. But really, I was having experiences with Mary, with Kuan Yin, like so many beings. It's absolutely an incredible place. Yeah, and I do have an interview with Lowell Johnson, who was invited into Telos. And actually, I have a story to tell you guys. We went to the entrance to Telos, one of the entrances to Telos, on the last day of the retreat, and I'll show you a couple pictures from that. I went over that extensively in the first video to this. But then we went back, just a few of us went back afterwards, after the retreat, to see if we could get the door to open or see what would happen if we went to the entrance with just a smaller group. And I'll tell you guys more about that in a second, but some interesting things happened. Okay, so I guess I should share some photos now and show you guys some of these sites. So give me 1 second here. Day 1. Lemurian water. There's also fresh Lemurian water there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Fresh spring water. Fresh spring water from the mountain, and it's structured water, like it's crystal clear. We called it Lemurian water. It drinking that water fresh from the mountain, it has very like metaphysical properties, and it cleanses and heals and activates you. So you can, so the first day we went up to Panther campsite with the group. Here's the group, which is below Panther Meadows. This was my retreat people. See Katie there, Rob there, Anne Marie, Glenn, Victor, Laura, Christine, Karen, Michael, Laura, Roseland. And we filled up our water. So you can go fill up your water there and drink that. And drinking that for, there's Rob filling up some water. Drinking that for 19 days, like it changes you. It really changes you. So we went up there, and there's another place called the, this is Rob giving me a little baptism, putting the water on my head. Let me make sure you guys can see it. No pictures on the screen? Really? That's weird. Okay. Why does it always do that? Well, it doesn't do it all the time, just sometimes. Entire screen. Okay, I'll try that. All right, well, I'm glad I checked. Okay. Trying it again, take 2. So this is the entire group. I said Katie, Rob, Anne Marie, Leah is there, Victor, Laura, Christine, Karen, Laura, Roseland, Michael, and there's a nice ship, huge ship. So the first day of the retreat, and I showed a lot of those pictures on part 1, huge cloaked ships. going into the mountain all day. The traffic was insane. And I'll share a few more of those pictures now, but I'm kind of taking you guys through the retreat real quick. So here's the fresh water. We're filling up at the water. There's Rob filling up at the water. And there he is giving me the little baptism. Let me make sure you guys can see it now. Okay, good. Ridiculous. And then after that, we went to Panther Meadows. And let me read a little bit about Panther Meadows. So if you go, you're going to want to go to Panther Meadows. Here's Leah. It's this beautiful meadow. That's where some of the spring is. Actually, the head well that all of the water comes from is in Panther Meadows. So you go up the mountain a bit of a ways to Panther Meadows. There's natural spring water going there, and that's actually known as a place where Saint Germain was seen. And there's some channeled books about Saint Germain written by somebody. Can somebody, Katie, if you're in the chat, can you remind me the name of the books and who it was written by? The I Am Discourses, The Magic Presence, and there was one other one, The Magic Presence and Unveiled Mysteries. I can't remember who wrote it, but it was based off of interactions that they had with Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, who's also one of the keepers of the Violet Flame, who he manifested, like physically manifested in Panther Meadows and would meet him. Let me see if I have another good picture of Panther Meadows. You see those ships? Huge ships that morning. Here's Panther Meadows. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. Lots of flowers. So Panther Meadows is one of the most ancient outdoor temple sites on Mount Shasta. Great place for quiet meditation. We did a meditation there. We did some channeling there. Very powerful place. If anybody who was there or who has visited, either who's live in the chat, let me know how it felt for you, what your experience was in Panther Meadows. Or if you are watching the replay later and you've been to Panther Meadows, let me know in the comments how your experience was. That's one of my favorite places. Very powerful. The lower spring has, for many, been held as the waters flowing from the heart of Mount Shasta. Very, very sacred. And water is very healing. It's very activating. It has a lot of quantum properties. Some people have claimed to have extraordinary experiences and meetings with tall people from inside the mountains. So the Telosians, the Lemurians. While some have had experiences seeing gnomes, fairies, and elementals, others have recorded sightings of spaceships that look like bright lights hovering in the night sky. Panther Meadows has an otherworldly energy that can help support transformation and purification, unlocking unknown places within. Saint Germain and many ascended masters have helped spiritual seekers on their pilgrimages for spiritual growth and for ongoing global ascension of our planetary body. So Panther Meadows was absolutely fantastic. If you go to Mount Shasta, you have to go to Panther Meadows. This was on the way to Panther Meadows. One of the huge ships, okay? Day one of the retreat, and I had already been there for almost 2 weeks. We had never seen this before. It was insane, the huge lenticular clouds and the cloaked ships that were in the sky that day. It was like they were greeting us. They were saying, hey. So this is a video that I took on our way to Panther Meadows. And let me know if you guys can hear the audio from the video. Wow. This is another one that I took. Yeah, just give in the chat, give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio from these videos, or a thumbs down if you can't. So this was an interesting cloud. On part one, I showed the zoomed in version, but it looks literally like a flying saucer. And then if you zoom in on it, which I can't through this video, it looks like beings are all in there. It's pretty interesting. Looks like a face. Ship. Yeah. So Telos or Mount Shasta is also, let me see if you guys can hear it. Okay, you guys can hear it. Perfect. I might play a live channeling then. Not a live channeling, a channeling from Veronica, who went on the retreat, if you guys can hear it. That's fantastic. Mount Shasta is also a huge intergalactic meeting place. So beings from all over, the Guardian Alliance, I was speaking with a lot while there. Beings from all over come to Mount Shasta to hold like council meetings and assess the consciousness of the planet and all of that. Here's a fun labyrinth that's on top of the mountain, up near the top. It's pretty cool. You can walk around it. There's some of the view from on top of the mountain. And the top of the mountain is closed for most of the year because of all the snow. So we went at the end of July. So July and August should be good. Maybe parts of September. But so just know that if you go not in like the hottest months of the year, you risk not being able to go up very high on the mountain because of snow. But yeah, you can set your intention and walk in this labyrinth. Here's another view from up on the mountain. Oh, there's Jesus. Rob showed me this. So can you guys see Jesus? Looks like there's his head, there's his arm, his elbows, and he's kind of in a robe. Pretty cool. Beautiful purple flowers. Just feel the energy from this picture. So this footage carries the frequencies and energies of Mount Shasta. So just try to kind of tune in and connect with it. So while we were at Panther Meadows, this is a better view of Panther Meadows. You can see it looked like all these little ships, cloaked ships, going up towards the mountain, which was pretty. We got a bunch of UFOs heading up to the mountain, cloaked. Amazing. Okay. What sucks about like grabbing the footage from my phone, it like doesn't show the thumbnail of the videos. So on our break after Panther Meadows, we went to Faery Falls after that, which is another high energy location with a portal. I had a crazy experience there last year that I'm going to share with you guys in a second. But in between our break, this ship, this like mothership, was on the mountain. Pretty amazing. Okay, now I'll show you guys some from Faery Falls. Okay, you can go, the water's pretty freaking cold because it's fresh from the mountain. And I'll read a little bit about Faery Falls here too in just a second. But you can go under the waterfall and it literally takes your breath away. It's crazy. It's amazing. So there's Christine, Rob, and Candace, who came to the retreat all the way from Australia, which is amazing. She's traveled for 3 days to get to Mount Shasta, to get to the retreat. Very impressive. Okay, so this cave. If you've been following me for a while and remember me talking about my trip to Mount Shasta last year at Faery Falls, I was with Aaron and Amanda, Aaron from Journey to Truth podcast, and we stopped at this spot. We sat down, and then there was this area right over here that looked a little suspect. You know, it kind of looks like a little cavern or like a doorway. And like I sat, and there was a rose, just a random fresh rose sitting there. And we were the only ones there. So I like sat down on the other side and started meditating. And then I received a vision of the rose and this area. You see the peace sign up there. And I heard a voice in my head say, go sit next to it. So I was like, okay. So I go over there and I sit next to the rose. And I actually sat there again this time. Right here. There's me meditating. Oh, they just said time travel. I just heard that in my head, time travel. So whenever I sat down last year next to this rose, I had a crazy experience where I saw a portal open up and two Lemurians, Telosians, came through and they touched me. And then I felt all of this energy going through my body, so intense, the most intense actually that I've ever experienced. I ended up standing up after a minute of meditating. I stood up and I was literally shaking. I could barely walk. Literally, I could barely walk because I was shaking so much. I had a hard time getting back down because it's a bit of a hike to get up to the falls. I literally thought I was about to have a seizure and I was freaking out. I was like, you guys wouldn't have given me too much to where I'm going to have a seizure because I've had a seizure before. Sometimes this energy is too much for our brain and our brain just boop. I ended up being okay. I took some CBD and just had to lie down, but it was super intense. And then after I got back, I realized that my friend from high school, who I grew up with in St. Louis, Missouri, was in Mount Shasta also and had just put that rose there at Faery Falls 30 minutes before I had gotten there. She put that rose there. What? That's insane. So this is a portal right here. If you guys go to Faery Falls, go to the waterfall, look at the peace sign area and go sit next to it. We saw a snake over there, which is a symbol of transformation and the Kundalini energy, ascension, going up. Let me check on the chat, make sure everybody's okay. She was shaky. Literally, I was so afraid that I was going to have a seizure. I was freaking out on the inside. Maybe you were linking up to yourself from last year. Yeah, I heard time travel in my mind. And like these Lemurians and stuff are time travelers too. Yeah, there's more on that coming up. I'm going to have to share some interesting things that I'm getting downloads about since returning from Mount Shasta and from my trip about Lemuria, Atlantis. It's so much deeper. It goes so much deeper than we can even imagine. Okay, awesome. Everybody's doing good. Hi, we got Veronica here. I might share one of your channelings since it sounds like we can hear. Okay. So that's Faery Falls. Definitely recommend going there. This book says, let's see, there's me and Glenn. And literally like takes your breath away being under the waterfalls. Okay, so it's a bit of a hike, just so that you know, if you want to go to Faery Falls. And the roads are kind of bumpy. I recommend getting an SUV if you're going to rent a car. So a mile and a half journey out and back. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't really say like what's great about it, but okay. Once you've taken your time to enjoy the sulfur pool's healing capabilities and the surrounding nature's soothing sounds and views, take the same trail you took to the pool back to the main trail to continue your journey. Oh, that's up towards Faery Falls. Okay, yeah, basically. So healing waters, portal, fairies. There you go, Faery Falls. Definitely recommend going there. Next up, we have Pluto's Cave. Pluto's Cave, we went on day 2, I think, 2 or 3 of the trip. Here's a fun picture at Panther Meadows with the light beam guiding us. Pretty cool. So there's these cute little trails. You have to step on the stones. Don't step in the field because it destroys the natural fauna and flowers. Pluto's Cave. So Pluto's Cave was very much about, it's a little bit outside of Mount Shasta. It was very much about a rebirth, going into the darkness through this cave and then coming out the other side reborn. And this place is known for having tons of orbs, which I can't see the videos. So annoying. Like I can't see the thumbnail. So if I don't name it, then I don't know what the video is. But there's tons of orbs. Tons of orbs. People have caught tons of orbs, like literally thousands, through taking photos, through video, and I caught some on video too. High energy place. And there was even a picture of me where my face looked different. I looked like the crone from like The Mother, the Maid, and the Crone. I looked like this old lady. And Victor, who was there also, he had a picture come out distorted where his face looked like a Lyran face. Weird stuff happens in Pluto's cave. All right. Weird things like time merging. Yeah, it's just a very high energy, interesting place. And you'll want to, it's known as being like haunted. Some people say, and I guess some people have done like ceremonies and rituals and stuff in there before too. And you're going into the darkness, so it's good to kind of to grid up, like we put up, proper protection and all of that whenever we went in. But it's a very magical place. I didn't experience anything negative there, but it was very much about, and this was about halfway through our retreat, it was about going into the darkness, kind of facing your fears, facing your darkness, integrating that in shedding your old skin like a snake and coming out the other side transformed. It was a rebirth. But here's a spot in Pluto's cave where the light shines down. Isn't that incredible? And there's me. This is Veronica, a picture of her sitting in the light, and look at it. She's just completely white. Insane. You can't even see her. Like she just ascended out of there. Weird things show up on camera in there. I can even see beings standing over there. Yeah. She just ascended right out of there. There's Michael and Rob hugging. I loved that. That was cool. This is a fantastic picture. Yeah, that was beautiful. She took the best picture. She got the best one for sure. Somebody made this kind of duplicate one of me, and you can see a face right there, which is interesting. You see the eyes and the big head. I see another face right here. Pretty cool. Let me see if there's anything else. Kay, I came across this. Kay, who's one of my Inner Earth family. Pretty crazy. Here's a picture. I think Laura Roseland took this. You can see a bunch of beings. You can see a bunch of beings and shapes and stuff, and in the walls, in the cavern walls. You can see that. See all the faces, heads, figures. Yeah, there were a lot of beings in there, a lot going on. And at one point, we went in, a few of us went in very deep to where it was getting all dark. And you have to climb up on huge boulders whenever you get into the meat of the cave, which I wasn't expecting. So definitely throughout this, like if you're planning a trip, wear really good shoes, like hiking shoes, and bring a headlamp if you're going to Pluto's cave. I kind of went off by myself. There were some people ahead of me, but they were like really far ahead. And then most of the group was way back, there towards more of the light. And I was kind of in the dark spot, and I was by myself, and I stopped for a moment, and I just turned off all the lights and was in complete darkness. And it's a really interesting feeling, just being in complete darkness in this cave. It was pretty exhilarating, actually. Peaceful, very interesting experience. So that was cool. That's Pluto's cave. And then what else do I want to show you guys? I want to see what some of these videos are. Okay, here's Pluto's cave. I took this. You can see some of the orbs. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm not seeing any right this second, but there was one big one in the beginning. I'm seeing a little bit. There's one that just flew past. Another one. More.
Wow.
Yeah, you can kind of see them. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys can see those orbs. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're just not like turning up very bright. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tons. Oh, yeah, you saw one orb. Okay. Stalagmites? No, I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't see any of those. Yeah, I didn't see any of those. Let's see, what's this video? This is the top of Mount Shasta. Victor's from Canada. All right, so this is whenever we were touching the Telos entrance. This is just a short video clip, and you can see the rainbow in the beings. And the Lemurians afterwards, they said that that was them, all the rainbow. So you can see them on camera. It's insane. This is known as one of the entrances to Telos, and I go in depth into that in part 1. So I would watch that other video. I'll put it in the video description too. I got a video of it. You can kind of see it. We touched the entrance and we all started doing Om. Which one was that? Okay. I want to show you guys something else. See, there's all beings around us. Ascended Masters, the Alliance. Here's one of the other, another ship of a picture of some of the big ships. They were having a huge meeting. I want to show you guys a couple other pictures from. Here's a picture. You see the striations of rainbows. The Alliance, the Guardian Alliance, the Lemurians. There were Sasquatch there. Ascended Masters, all of our star families, Andromedans, Venusians, Arcturians, Lyrans, Pleiadians. And I caught this. These two orbs, and this one is K. I later found out that that's K, some of my inner Earth family. Her light body. You can see like a Sasquatch figure over there, which I discovered on the last video. Pretty amazing. Captures some pretty awesome stuff. See, there it is. You see it a little bit better here. So that's K showing up. So I wanted to tell you guys a story about whenever we went back up to the entrance the day after the retreat, a smaller group of us. We went up and we touched the entrance there. And then we began, Glenn, who was there, he's right here. He began channeling light language. We just started meditating while we were touching it. And with the intention to go into Telos. And throughout my whole trip, I was having experiences where I would like suddenly wake up, coming back into my body, and I would see a Dhamma, and I would see not complete memory, but I would know that we were just in Telos. Like, so at night I was going astral air in my light body into Telos to learn and heal and activate and upgrade and all of that. And then I'd be coming back to my body. So you can visit it in other ways. This Telos exists on a higher dimensional plane. So it's different. You won't be able to perceive it from a 3D frequency, from a lower frequency. You have to be in like a 5D, 6D to be able to perceive Telos. Okay, and we're raising our frequencies. So we're starting, and the veil's thinning. So we're starting to perceive these things, and these things are kind of That's where we're heading. We're ascending into that dimension. So we're starting to see these things more. But anyway, so we set the intention to go into Telos, and I start seeing, as my hands on the wall meditating, I see going down this tunnel, and then I see the Queen of Telos. I'm greeted by the Queen of Telos and all of the other Telosians who were in like white clothes. And then they have us, the small group we were with, they have us change out of our clothes and they give us like the white clothes and everything. And I saw us sitting there with like lush fields and green and nature. And we were sitting there meditating together in these white clothes. And what else did I see? I saw us at like a long table eating with the Lemurians, or like meeting with the Lemurians, just hanging out with them. And this went on for a while. Music, singing. They were teaching us like singing and how to use our voice and healing modalities. And I had like all of these memories and visions that came through. And then whenever we were done, like we stopped, and nothing had like physically happened. Like the door didn't physically open that we saw in the 3D, but I got the message that we went down there in some capacity. There could have been like time travel involved, or it could have been through our light bodies, but we went down there and we were down there for a while and lived with them. But it just happened in like a fraction of a second. And they said that we could they showed me that our energetic fields were encoded. There was like a bunch of gold light codes and energy in our energetic fields that would slowly integrate over time, the things that we learned and experienced there. And we could meditate on that experience. And during meditation and as time goes, we could actually retrieve like wisdom. We may not even realize that we're pulling wisdom from our time there, but we could even have like memories or other things that come up. So that was pretty interesting. So things happen in ways that you don't necessarily expect. Let me check the chat real quick. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, Glenn had amazing light language. Let me see if there was anything else that I wanted. So those were kind of like the main spots where we went that I would recommend. Faery Falls, Panther Meadows, Pluto's Cave was cool. Some of the other locations that you can go in Mount Shasta, Heart Lake. We also went to McCloud Falls, beautiful place, and you can go swimming there. You can jump off cliffs there. That's also a very sacred space. Bernie Falls, Medicine Lake. I really want to go to Heart Lake. It looks like a heart. I didn't get to go there. Castle Lake, in the rocks, it literally looks like a jagged castle. I want to see if I can find this other video real quick of Veronica channeling, because last video I explained how what we did on top of the mountain, we did a ceremony on the last day near the entrance to Telos. We had an experience afterwards, like the whole power grid went out in Mount Shasta for an hour. And I had a weird experience at Starbucks where time stopped, like slowed down and stopped. It was really surreal, weird. It felt like deja vu, but something I've never experienced before. And then I looked in Starbucks, and all of the people, there were customers in there, but they were all ETs. And I knew that they were ETs. Like I could see through the veil. They were ETs. And like time slowed down and like stopped. And it was super weird. So we asked Veronica about it.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is her channeling. So she's a trance channel. And we asked her what happened during that experience and what we did on the mountain, because it was so powerful. The ceremony and the light language and everything we did as the big group. This was on the last day of the retreat. It was intense. Like I felt completely changed. We were all holding hands in a circle near the entrance to Telos up on the mountain. And yeah, we were holding hands, doing a meditation, light language. Something just shifted. After that, all the power went out.
Yes. Yes, we are here.
So this is Veronica trance channeling the Lemurians.
We are here, and we are here. We're just.
Actually, let me make sure that you guys can hear that. Can you guys hear it? Hear her? The video? Give me a thumbs up real quick, please. If you could hear her saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Last time, yeah, I couldn't hear it. Okay.
A little bit to be able to spread the messages. Just a second.
So they're just adjusting her frequency.
Yes. Yes. It is an honor. It is an honor. We, the Lemurians, have stepped forward in this moment. We are here. We are aware and we understand that there may be some questions, and you are all wondering about what has just happened. We would first like to answer the question of what had happened in the driveway. Drive-through at Starbucks? Yes.
So she meant the drive-through, which is where I had my my weird experience where like time stopped and I saw the ETs in Starbucks, which was after the whole retreat group tried opening the entrance to Telos at the top where you saw the rainbows, and we did that ceremony and everything.
There is a bleed through that happened in that moment where time has stopped. Time has stopped for that moment, and you were able to capture that. As time stopped, the timeline stopped. You may ask more questions.
I got goosebumps.
Stopped?
May you repeat that?
When time stopped, was that a good thing? Was that the light?
Yes, it was of the light. The power that you guys have put upon that circle was very much felt throughout the city and the town. That together that you guys brought, the open-heartedness, you have elevated. You have elevated to different parts of consciousness. You have accelerated. That was felt. Townsmen were not aware of what had happened. The people of the town do not understand. But time can stop. And that is what has happened. Time stopped for that fractal of the moment. And were there ETs in the Starbucks? Oh, yes. Yes, we are all there. We guard. We protect this land. Thank you. We are everywhere. We're some of them the Andromedans. Oh, yes. Andromedans, Octurians, the Lemurians.
Oh goodness. And then there's a part 2. The Andromedans are my star family. Right? Andromedans are my star family. One of them.
Amazing. What exactly happened at the portal entrance to Telos today? There are many that guard the land there.
And so this is referring to not the time whenever I went back with a smaller group the next day. This is whenever we went with the big group.
Many different kinds of beings. We understand that you are trying to open the portal. There is possibility. Just takes more of a belief in the power that you are able to open. You're all in a big group. So it was hard to be able to allow such a big group inside. But we stand there. We all stood there and watched you. Yes, Saint Germain was there. The Arcturians were there. The Andromedans.
Are there faces in the stone at the doorway?
Yes.
Who are those faces?
Monuments. Monuments. God. You see, the land is so sacred. With so much power.
So when we were touching the portal entrance, the entrance to Telos, I saw it going through all of these different dimensions. Do you have any clarification? Different dimensions and realities, what we were doing. Do you have any clarification on that? What I was picking up on?
See, you all were able to bleed through the dimensions. It was like a bleed through where you guys were entering different levels of the dimensions. That cool air, that breeze that you felt, the vortex there. It's as if you were almost there. But your bodies, your souls were tapping into just a tad to different dimensions and levels. That rainbow, that was us.
Yeah. I love you.
The rainbow that we caught on camera.
The last question that's on this is, whose big bright ship flew over us tonight during the closing ceremony?
This might make me cry.
We all fly around here. We all enter into the mountain. We all are here. We would like to. They were the Andromedans. Yes, because they were honoring you, honoring the greatness and the beautiful power that you hold, and how you are able to bring these people together, to have them feel that they are wanted and they are loved. You have a big mission here, and we know that you understand it. And it is a big responsibility. And it is not easy. And we know. But look what you have accomplished. Look at what you have done. Be proud of you. We are proud of you. And there will be more. And they will come. And all of these in your life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. That's Veronica. So Veronica's the one who channeled. That was her channeling. And you guys can go follow her, subscribe to her. I think she does, you do sessions, don't you, Veronica? Thank you. Love you. Hey, Lowell. Amazing. Yeah. And that was, a message for you guys too. You guys have done so much hard work. Yeah. So That was for you also. Everybody's crying. We were all crying. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yeah, so Veronica, if you want to put in the chat where people can find you, I'll post it up on here. I know you're on Instagram too. Wow. And we got Phil here. Beautiful. So yeah, that was the ETs had a coffee break too. Yeah, they like Starbucks. Huh. So yeah, if you guys are here right now, please give this video a like and drop a comment. Oh, a couple of you guys went into the Starbucks. Strange experience with a guy in there. That's strange. So Leah was there and she went into the Starbucks. Wow. I felt the change as well. Yeah, awesome. Time stopped and it was real in that moment. That sounds like you entered a portal into Telos. Yeah, weird things can happen. A lot of weird things happen there. And we had weird experiences with like deer and stuff. I had a weird experience driving. Katie was driving and I was in the passenger of the back seat or something. And then this deer was on the side of the road and we were coming up to him. And then me and him locked eyes. And then we kept looking at each other literally until like I could not look at him anymore. He was like turning his head, staring at me. I've never had a deer do that before. And I looked at Katie. I was like, did you just see that? I was like, something just happened. So oftentimes like ETs, something strange like that will happen, like a deer or an owl or something like that will happen whenever there is an experience. And it's kind of like, could be like a screen memory. Yeah. But with the time thing, like whenever we went back to the entrance and I had all of those visions and memories come through, something happened. It just wasn't like, it's just different. It's like an interdimensional different thing, like time travel. It could have been time travel. We could have traveled there in our light bodies. And Glenn, who was there with us, he also saw visions of the portal, like going into in the tunnel going into Telos too. But he didn't get all the other visions and stuff that I had. But strange stuff like that will happen in ways that you don't expect in Mount Shasta. It's pretty remarkable. Okay, so there's let me see. Did Veronica share anything else? No? Okay. Okay. Let me see. What else? Oh, also, so I actually just made the website and decided that I'm going to be doing another Sedona retreat, a spiritual transformation retreat and energy vortex tour in Sedona in April. So spring 2025. The dates are, let me see. It's on my website, lilynovacontact.com. You guys can see that. Okay, I think you guys can see that. Okay. Sedona Energy Vortex Retreat, April 26th through the 30th in 2025. So we'll be doing tons of grid work. I got a beautiful house, huge house. So some of you can stay on site. There's on site. There's I think 6 or 7 beds available on site with us, or you can do off site at a lower ticket price. We're gonna have a chef, breakfast and dinners included, and then a vortex tour. We're gonna be doing tons of grid work. Here's some of the rooms. It's a beautiful place. Some of the rooms are shared. And that will be in April. There's horses next door. Beautiful spot. So if you guys want to go to Sedona in spring for a very transformative experience, feel free to go to my website and you can put down a deposit to reserve your spot. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm going to do another Mount Shasta retreat next July. I don't have anything on that up yet because it's so far in advance. But if you want to sign up for my email list, that'd be a good way to stay in the loop for whenever I do open up slots for my next summer's Mount Shasta retreat. And I guess that's about it. That's about it. Does anybody have any questions? And then we'll do kind of a quick activation. or you can teleport in with your astral body and it's free. Yeah. Yeah. It's just different than what we would expect. This is interdimensional, like quantum stuff that we are experiencing. It's not going to be, some people want, like a Sasquatch to walk up to them and shake their hand. This is interdimensional stuff. This is in timeline stuff. I had a crazy, amazing dream experience the other night. I'll have to probably tell you guys about it another time. But I met with the Galactic Federation, a bunch of Pleiadians, and they landed. And at first, their ship was like translucent, almost clear, kind of like a lime greenish fluorescent color. And then they it like materialized and landed, and they all came off the ship. And I was mingling with them, talking to them. I met beings that I had been talking to psychically and telepathically for years. I got to meet them in person. They were taller, like 2 feet taller. They had to bend over and like tug me. They were a little bit bigger. And they had to time travel down to get to us, to land on Earth. And they also had to do something to their frequency to actually physically be on our plane, because they're from a different frequency, from a different dimension. So they had, you have to put a lot of steps in to physically manifest for these higher dimensional beings to physically manifest on our dimensional reality. Same goes for like the Telosians, Sasquatch, fairies, all that. Okay, let's see if we have any questions. And Hopewell Farms. Thank you, Mary, for reminding me. I've also partnered with Hopewell Farms CBD. I take the CBD every single night. It helps me sleep, helps me meditate. And it's a amazing Starseed couple that I met at the Journey to Truth conference, actually. They're probably in the chat, but they're a small company, and we partnered. So there's a 10% off if you're looking for CBD or want to try a new CBD supplier with code Lily10, and that's in the very bottom of the description. Torn between Sedona and Shasta. Yeah, that's something you'll have to decide on, Victor. A double dose of Sedona, that's intense. I know, right? Okay, if you guys want to follow Veronica and check out more of her work, there is a link on her YouTube. Have any of my gifts increased from that experience? Oh, yes, tenfold. The downloads and like psychic information and things I was experiencing in Mount Shasta and some of those other energy sites was very, very intense. And it was like a waterfall of just activations, contact experiences, bleed through. It was nuts. Psychic abilities definitely enhanced in those areas. Whenever I got back home, I'm still experiencing a lot. It's not as heightened as it was there, but I'm experiencing new things that I was not before. A lot of new things. I'm starting to have a lot of recall and downloads from specifically Atlantis and Lemuria. And also in that dream that I mentioned where I saw the Pleiadian Galactic Federation, they, whenever I woke up, I like shot back into my body. And whenever I woke up, I heard in my head, arrived, like I had just arrived. And they were preparing me for a contact experience. They said this was a training module to prepare you for a more face-to-face contact experience, like me going up on the ship. And they also said that I could hear them so clearly, like I was on the phone with them. And I was like, wow, I'd love to hear you this clear all the time. And they said, it's going to be getting clearer. Like your gifts are going to be rapidly activating. And also my sight, me being able to see into their dimension and see through portals and all of that is greatly going to be starting to be enhanced a lot. So yes. Yeah. And Katie Mabry, who was on the trip, she's having amazing, crazy experiences too. And her gifts are developing a lot. Interdimensional experiences are just as valid and meaningful as biological experiences. Agreed. Nicely put. What does seeing a bald eagle mean? Yeah, that's so interesting. I was with Tyler yesterday and we saw an eagle. But right before that, I was telling him how I had been seeing visions of an eagle all week. And then we walk up in like this bald eagle is just in this tree. It's huge. It's the closest I've ever seen it. It was just sitting there. But usually for the Alliance, who I work with, and a lot of my star family, I see the flag. They often show me the flag because, we're fighting for disclosure, for freedom. So I'll often I see the flag whenever I wake up and I know that I was just with them. Now I've been seeing the eagle. We've had and I need to do a separate video on this because I've gotten a lot of downloads the past few days about kind of the political scape and what's going on. But essentially, things have just been solidified in a very, very positive direction, in a very good direction. So moving from seeing the visual of the flag to now this week, along with all of the other messages that I've received, which I'll have to do another short video on sometime. Maybe I'll do that right after this. The eagle is a symbol for freedom, basically meaning like we did it, we're free. Things just are starting to play out, but we basically we won. Now it just needs to all play out. It's really, really good. It's really good. Definitely going in July again. Okay. Somebody said the Sedona trails are a special place to make love, especially under the cliff dwellings. Well, good to know. Thank you. Question, fairies. What to do if they took an important object for me that I need returned? That's a great question. They've done that to me before too. Ask for them to return it. And then you can, just ask and then see what happens. And then kind of do it with a little bit of authority too. If they don't bring it back, and set energetic boundaries. Say, okay, you can't be moving and taking my stuff. I need you to put it back, please. What is bleed through? Bleed through is it's kind of like getting memories or seeing yourself in other dimensions and times, but while you're here. So whenever I was touching the entrance to Telos with the big group, whenever we were trying to open it, I was seeing all of these different dimensional realities that we were affecting. So I was kind of experiencing a bleed through in that way. I was perceiving these other realities through me though. And I've also had a lot of bleed through experiences where 1 second I'll be me, and then another second, for maybe a split second, I'm an Atlantean woman. And I feel that I'm this woman in this other time period. So you may get memories or emotions. I've been getting a lot of emotional bleed through from experiences in other realities and times. Or knowledge. It could be knowledge. It could be emotions. Balance between heaven and earth. What about going to Glastonbury? Actually, that is on my list. I do want to do that. That's going to be one of the next ones, either that or Peru or somewhere in South America, Mexico. Okay. Anything else? Pulled an Eagle Oracle card just yesterday. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of really great messages about what's coming, and it's really, really good. A lot of things have been solidified. Of course, we still need to do work. One of the messages that the Telosians gave me 2 weeks ago before I did my Patreon Tier 3 group meeting, they said that CERN was going to be trying to alter the timelines, but they said it wasn't going to work. And I thought that was strange for the Telosians to bring up. And then the next day I started seeing stuff about CERN, how they had just had on their Hadron Collider, the longest that they've ever had it running ever. And now they're building another CERN site in the United States in North or South Dakota and Illinois underground. They just completed the underground tunnels for it. But they said firmly it's not going to work. So they're trying to mess with the timelines, but it's not going to work. So that was one of the things. They also said a gold rush is coming, the financial system. The old system's going to be collapsing. I think it'll have a easier transition than we think. And then they were mentioning crypto and gold. But essentially, abundance is coming. I don't know when exactly that's going to happen, but it's coming, I think, sooner than later. And some other things, but I kind of want to save it for this other video I want to make. Any dreams on who is going to be president? Now that's gonna have to be in the other video that I make, because it goes along with that. I asked the Galactic Federation whenever I woke up from that training module where they had came down, and I asked them about that, and I got some interesting information, and literally I could hear them so clear. It was like I was on the phone with them. So I'm gonna have to make another video. But yeah, it's gonna be good. But we still have to put in the work. Don't forget that, you guys. Okay, anything else? Yeah, we'll do the activation in just a second. We'll just do something short. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, guys. Yeah, XRP. XRP, I would do, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but I wouldn't, if I were you, I would invest in a little bit of XRP. Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do a short activation with I know this is probably running pretty long, but that's okay. A short activation with the Telosians. Oh yeah, okay, so they were just telling me a second ago, before I got distracted reading the questions, that they have a gift for you guys. And they're showing me like a crystal encoded that they're going to be putting into your energetic field. And they keep notioning towards the back of the neck, like unplugging from the matrix. Since I've gotten back from my trip, I've been feeling sensations on the back of my neck, like Neo in the Matrix being unplugged from the Matrix. I've been feeling all sorts of crazy sensations of them working on me. And this has been going on for, weeks now. But yeah, so they were showing me through this activation, they want to help unplug you guys from the Matrix. Okay. All right. So this will be just a short kind of guided channeled activation with my singing bowl. We'll probably go for like 10 minutes. You don't have to be an avid meditator to benefit from this. You can sit up, you can lie down, you may want to close your eyes. You may want to grab a crystal if you'd like, and you can ask the Telosians to encode the crystal. They encoded our crystals whenever we did that ceremony on top of the mountain with activations, because it can't all come at once. It has to be integrated slowly, or else we'll fry. It's a process. So yeah. Okay, now we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah. This is the heart chakra bowl also. The heart is the key. The heart is a portal. It is an interdimensional highway to the higher realms. Okay, so go ahead and begin by taking a few deep breaths in. And as you breathe in, breathe light into your body. Breathing in light and exhaling any tension. Breathing in light. Just relaxing and listening to the sound of my voice and the sound of this bowl. Breathing light into your heart, expanding your heart space, light running through your arms, the tips of your fingers, through your torso, your thighs, calves, and then to the tips of your toes, raising your frequency. Now we put sacred space around you, calling in sacred space around each and every one of us, calling in Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, the archangels of the four directions, bringing light from north, east, south, and west, holding the horizontal plane, holding it for you, blocking out any interference from the outside. Light all around you, surrounded. Calling in Archangel Metatron of the above space, who brings down the golden Christ consciousness grid. A golden light from the grand central sun, bringing this light down to the chakras above your head, into your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, and then anchoring within your heart. Calling in Archangel Sandalphon of the below space, who brings up the 5D crystalline grid of the earth. A platinum light, bringing this up to the earth's surface, the chakras below your feet, within your feet, your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, and then anchoring within your heart. And now you are divinely held and protected from every angle. We call in our star families of the highest love and light, our Lemurian guides, priests, priestesses, Telosians, the inner earth beings of the highest love and light to assist with this activation. Specifically the Telosians, Adama, Sophia, Aaliyah, Kay, our friends, the Guardian Alliance, also connecting with Mount Shasta, Panther Meadows, see yourself now in Panther Meadows, surrounded by beautiful flowers, fresh spring water coming straight from the mountain, and you are greeted by Telosian beings, Guardian Alliance, so the local Sasquatch, our families, our guides, Telosians in white robes, long light hair. You're sitting down in the field. Now the Telosians step forward, as well as the Guardian Alliance, and begin working on your energetic field and sending you healing frequencies, clearing out anything from your energetic field that does not belong, sending you vibrations. You may even hear some of them singing. They're also using crystals and crystal technology, healing and repairing your DNA. Clearing, smoothing out your energetic fields, your energy centers, helping to clear your inner channel, clear and heal, repair your DNA within every cell of your body, vibrating, filling with light. Just breathing in and allowing the work to be done. Now you see a Telosian stepping behind you, motioning towards the back of your neck, pulling out what keeps you plugged into the matrix. Pulling out any devices, implants, anything that tries to keep you in a false matrix. Anything that attempts to put a cap on your light, on your frequency, being removed and dismantled now in accordance with your higher self. You may feel physical sensations or impressions. They continue making adjustments, healing your energetic field, your energy body, your physical body, your DNA, your aura. Healing and smoothing out, strengthening, encoding you with light. And also memories, Lemurian and Atlantean memories, encoding wisdom from these lifetimes, returning to you to be integrated and revealed or remembered at the perfect time. They are now encoding a crystal filled with upgrades, codes to assist you, to propel you on your ascension journey, your ascension and remembering journey. They're holding this crystal in their hand, encoding it, and then they hand it to you. This crystal goes in your heart, amplifying your heart. At any time, you can connect with this crystal. And as I said, as you continue on your journey, the upgrades and light codes from it, memories, even revelations, downloads, upgrades, will be encoded, remembered, integrated at divine timing. Know that they are with you, the Guardian Alliance, your Telosian brothers and sisters, your star families, the angelics. They are here with you. They salute you. The Telosians send you their love. We send them our love. All of the beings gathered here today, the Ascended Masters, our star families, Sasquatch, Mount Shasta, the mountain, sending our love. And whenever you are ready, you may begin coming back to your body, feeling lighter, brighter, and shifted, completely new. Their archangels may step back from your energetic field, releasing you. We put a bubble of light around you to continue activating, healing, and protecting you throughout your day and night. And whenever you are ready, you may want to wiggle your fingers and toes, come back to the present moment, and then let me know how your experience was. Did you guys feel anything whenever they unplugged that from the back of your neck? Because I did. I did. Wow. And I felt the crystal in the heart. Wow. So very beautiful. Tears came down when they unplugged. Yeah. And don't be surprised if you continue feeling sensations like that in the days to come. I'm telling you, I've been feeling crazy sensations and them working on me around my neck and my back for weeks now. I felt energy rush down my spine when I unplugged. It's incredible. That was delightful. Definitely felt the heart crystal. Me too. Wonderful. I felt it and it was so needed. Thank you so much. Thanks, Shauna. Beautiful. All right, guys. Please give this video a like and drop a comment. Let me know how your experience was. And even if you're here live and you comment afterwards, that helps the channel a lot. Don't forget to check out the first one if you missed it. Also, if you want to if you're interested in the Mount Shasta retreat next year, feel free to sign up for my email list to stay updated. And then if you are interested in the Sedona retreat coming up in April, spring 2025, you can reserve your slot on my website, lilynovacontact.com. So slots are limited. We want to keep like a smaller group. Wow. Much needed. Yes, unplugged in the crystal, full body. Was feeling a bit of a sharp prick a couple times on my left shoulder. Wow. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot on my shoulders too. Waves of energy up and down my whole body, heat and tingling in my hands. Feels hot. Neck feels hot. Wow. Felt the neck and heart. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. And also, I do these every other week on YouTube now, live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Time. And then I'm also on Patreon bi-weekly. We get on Zoom to do these group meetings and meditations and monthly Q&A and coaching calls and stuff like that. So if you're interested in bonus content, access to me and to be part of the group calls, you can sign up for Patreon as well. That's not cheating, putting the crystal on your heart. Beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And I'm going to try to get that video about what's going on with the politics out ASAP because I got some very amazing revelations from Star Family that I'm super excited to share. Super excited about that. Thanks, Flask. Love this group. Wow. Tons of people feeling their neck 3 to 4 times, 3 to 4 weeks now. Me too. Been about a month. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Beautiful. All right. I will see you guys if you're on Patreon next Sunday. If not, then I'll see you on YouTube the Sunday after, and I'll be posting that other video here soon as well. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, guys.